I'm Nicole King, and this is Marbella Now.
Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, 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 it's a brand new day. Halfway twisted.
It's a pleasure to welcome as my first guest this week, Evanina Morcillo. She's with the Butterfly Children charity, Deborah, and she's here to talk about what Deborah actually does and how we can help. It's lovely to see you, Evanina. It's been way too long.
It has. Thank you for having us. Thank you so much.
My absolute pleasure. I actually think the last time I saw you was on Zoom during lockdown. And we had a really long talk before I then interviewed Ignacio. And it's Ignacio, right?
Yeah.
The guy who started everything of...
Inigo.
Inigo.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe it was one of my colleagues.
No, it was Inigo.
Yeah.
Inigo.
Yeah.
And it was very nice. It was very touching.
Yeah.
And you just mentioned before we started the show something that I can't get out of my system, that the affliction, this butterfly skin, is a lethal illness. And one of the little twin girls has passed away, and it's just like not something you expect, because Inigo's done so well and he's living such a full life regardless, that I wasn't expecting to hear that. That's very... How do you deal with that when you've been so close to these little girls?
You cry a lot because we inevitably get attached to the families, and you know, our day-to-day consists in improving their day-to-day life and helping them, and you know,
I think
when
they enjoyed all the videos they made.
They totally, and they were the heroes of the pandemic. You know, they had been in hospital for 3 months previous to the pandemic, and you know, they came out in a video saying, you know, you guys are complaining. You know, they were what, 5, 6 at the time. You know, they were saying, you guys are complaining about being at home for 1 week, and we've been in hospital for 3 months. And you know, everyone at the hospital just adored them, and they were just amazing heroes. But unfortunately, like you say, the condition has different severities and affects people in different ways, and the girls have been very affected since day one, and unfortunately Noah lost the battle to the condition.
Well, deepest sympathies to the family and to her sister, because being twins, they're so close in the first place, and also to kind of know that that's possible is just hurtful in all ways, but it just accentuates the importance of everything you do, because every day they have that they can have more pleasure and more support in an affliction that is so costly as well. I mean, for the families, and time consuming with the bandages. And for those who don't know what butterfly skin is, Evanina, can you just give us a quick synopsis of when a baby's born, what happens?
Of course. Well, basically we've got different layers of our skin. So this layer that we can see here is called the epidermis, and below this we have another layer of skin which is called the dermis, and uniting those layers and giving that characteristic resistance to our skin, that we know we can rub our skin, we can have a hug, we can have a shower, and our skin will resist that. You know, joining those layers of skin, we have different types of proteins, you know, like collagen, which most people know. So the babies that are born with butterfly skin are born with a defect in that gene. So either in the gene that makes the collagen protein, so either the collagen protein is not there, doesn't exist in their skin, or it's shorter and it's not doing its job properly, which means that their skin is extremely fragile, as we say, like a butterfly's wing. So, you know, some people with EB, like you say, you know, that they have a normal life expectancy, and many of them, unfortunately, you know, have a shorter life sometimes.
Because it must affect the skin externally and internally. So even what we can't see is going through this same process of lack of regeneration. And
so the esophagus, for example, when they eat something that is very hard, it causes wounds within their esophagus. And as we all know, you know, we've all had wounds or, you know, things on our feet when we go out to the countryside. When a wound closes up, you know, the skin tends to tense up. So when that happens in the esophagus over and over again, the esophagus tends to close up. So sometimes they can't eat, they can't get enough nutrition through their mouth, so they get a tube into their stomach called a gastrostomy, and that's how they're fed to make sure they get enough nutrition to be able to not only live but deal with all the wounds that they have on a daily basis. It is a you know, incredibly painful and horrific condition. But as we were saying before, you know, our role is to make their life as good, as comfortable as possible. And now, for example, with the family, with Noah's family, as you said, you know, she's left a twin sister, a little brother, parents, grandparents. So our role now is to help them with that bereavement and obviously provide as much care as possible for her little sister.
The charity dedicates from the first minute that there is a probability of detection of this condition to providing support.
So normally when the mother's pregnant, there aren't, that, you know, doctors don't do the necessary tests to find out if the baby's going to be born with butterfly skin. It's when the baby is born, you know, when it sort of comes out of the protection of the uterus, that is when the friction of, you know, a normal
childbirth.
A normal childbirth, or even with a cesarean, the moment there is a bit of friction, wounds start coming up, and that's when, you know, the doctors start saying, wait, you know, alarm bells start going off. However, because it's a rare condition, most of the health professionals in the hospital have never confronted a condition like this, don't know how to deal with it, don't know how to bandage the skin without causing more wounds. So normally when they have a bit of an inkling of what it could be, they look on the internet, they find us, and we provide a service which is the newborn service, which basically consists of sending 2 nurses and a psychologist to the hospital within 24 hours. And apart from obviously supporting the family, helping them deal with, you know, the new reality they're going to have to live with, we train all of the health professionals in the hospital so that they can provide the best possible care for the babies. Because normally, whilst they're doing all the tests, trying to find out what the baby has, things like the dressings that they have in the hospitals, the dressings are like a bandage. You know, it has a bit that covers the wound, and then the other bits stick to your skin. However, if you put that on a baby with EB, with butterfly skin, which is what normally happens because those are the products that they have in a hospital, once you remove it, you're removing the skin again, so causing even more wounds. So thanks to the fact that our nurses, psychologists and social workers are unconditionally dedicated to the cause.
But this is all privately funded.
Absolutely, it's all funded by people's donations.
And I know that up until the lockdown, you were getting very close to getting some subventions from the government for at least bandages. Did that all go by the wayside with the pandemic?
So the grants we receive from the government are equivalent to about 5% of our total funding. Now the government did say that they would finally fund, you know, the bandages. However, they don't always fund all of them. They don't give enough quantity to the family, so it's a battle that the family have to.
But you've progressed.
Yeah, progressed.
You're definitely seeing that your efforts are progressing, not only just in the treatment and the care of the families and
all the
children,
lobbying,
but looking for the future to.
Exactly.
As you say, the lobbying.
Exactly. You know, we want the families to feel that once they have, you know, they have a baby with butterfly skin, which is already so incredibly hard, because the last thing that a parent wants is to see a child, you know, their child suffering.
And you can't even hold them to comfort them.
It's very difficult. You can hold them, but you've got to learn to hold them. So that's one of the simplest things that our nurses will teach the parents, is how to hug their baby without causing them harm, how to change a nappy without causing more wounds, how to breastfeed, you know, all those things. That's already crazy when you have a child, your first child anyway, you know, you're thinking, oh, you know, how do I do this? But imagine having a baby that is extremely fragile. But that's the reason why we exist, the reason why we were founded, you know, many years ago, and the reason why we continue to work. And hopefully we would love, you know, and our vision for the future is obviously either to find a cure, or for the Spanish national health system to take on, you know, the responsibility of the care of the families. But in the meantime,
is there investigation going on? Because you said protein in the skin. Surely, if they can plump our faces up, they can inject something to compensate. One
you would hope. You would hope. There is a lot of research going on. Most of it is funded by the Debras, so people who help Debra Spain or Debra UK, because there are 50 Debras around the world. People who help the different Debras are contributing to that, you know, search for a cure, and hopefully there will be. But right now, whilst the cure doesn't arrive, we need to provide the maximum comfort for the families, the maximum sort of emotional support, because it is incredibly hard to have to bandage your child every day. You know, I remember Mum years ago, she said, you know, the hardest thing is having to inflict pain on your child, you know, because you have to remove the bandages every day, you know, clean all the wounds, then bandage them again, and that's a painful procedure that can take between 2 to 4 hours every day. And you know, for a mum or a dad to have to do that, but if they have the support of a charity saying, well, if you try with this type of bandage, with this type of dressing that sticks less, or that, you know,
not doing the
causes
trial
more
and error
comfort. Exactly.
completely.
Exactly.
You've got a couple of events coming up, all for fundraising.
Yeah.
And as everyone can see, this fundraising is fundamental. These teams have to keep going, and hopefully enough finances to even keep the lobbying going, because everything needs manpower, woman power, person power. So you've got events coming up in August, 3 I believe.
Yes, so we have 2 golf tournaments and 2 dinners. So one of the golf tournaments is at the Marbella Golf Club, so the Marbella Golf that belongs to the Marbella Hotel, Marbella Club Hotel, get it right. That's on the 10th of August. Then we have a dinner on the 13th of August at the Electrolyte Golf Club, and then we have another golf and dinner on the 17th of September at the Electrolyte Golf Club. And obviously people are more than welcome to join us to play golf, to come to the dinner, but also to donate presents, to support, you know, in
raffle prizes and all that kind of thing.
Exactly, absolutely.
So they would just contact the charity directly?
So they can write to info@debra.es or call us on 952-816434, and we will welcome them with open arms or open wings.
Oh, that's lovely. And that's the nicest thing, that you can actually have a good time while doing a good deed. So you can go and play golf, you can go to the lovely dinners, which are lovely gala events, and it's nice, you can dress up, you can really enjoy the day and the evening. So please do get involved, and if you can't be there on the day, you can still donate prizes, rewards, and you can volunteer. I'm sure in the charity shops where I buy a lot of my stuff, I'm pleased to say, but there are lovely things in the charity shops.
Yeah, just treasures. It's incredible. It's quite difficult to go in and not come out with something
It
new.
really is, because you can get things from 5, 6, 7, 10 euros, really nice things. I picked up myself some beautiful jackets, my wonderful velvet cape, and all kinds of things.
And what's dangerous is that normally, I think, when we go shopping, there is an element of guilt. There's the retail therapy side of it, but there's also an element of guilt. But in a charity shop, you don't have that element of guilt. It's all like, well, you know, I'm contributing to a very worthy cause, so it's very dangerous.
Well, it's really lovely to have you here. I'm glad we had a chance to catch up. I hope it's not going to be so long for the next time, because I think it is nice to get a reminder that there are great things that go on in Marbella. Parties are wonderful, and we love going out and doing all the glitzy things, but when you can do that combined with supporting such a worthy charity, then it makes it all more fun. Evanina, muchísimas gracias. Thank you. I've got goosebumps. It's such a difficult subject. In fact, one of the first major real interviews I ever did was about this subject, and I didn't want to do it, and Morris made me. As a journalist, you have to do this.
Absolutely.
And I'm so glad I did. I hope you can also support the Butterfly Children charity. Don't go away. I'll be back in a moment with more of what's going on in Marbella Now.
John's car is still being repaired, so he's delighted that Judy has come to pick him up. However, after a very heavy business trip, he's less than enthusiastic when her car breaks down.
I insure with Linear Director.
She tells John.
So please do relax. I've got this.
And she had. The taxi was there in no time. Her car safely towed for repairs, and a courtesy car readily available. Call Linear Director on 952 14 78 34 to see how they can better your life too.
Everyone that comes and wants to join our Zero Hero Association, they will have free non-alcoholic drinks at our venue at any time.
Hi guys, Ross here from Hogan Stand. Proud to be a member of the Zero Hero campaign, and we recommend everybody. Nobody drives drinking. Everybody who drives a car doesn't have any alcohol in their system, and we're proud to sponsor the Zero Hero program.
G-Wine is happy to be Zero Hero partner.
How cool is that? G-Wine.
Thank you.
When I'm the designated driver, I think it's only fair that I get to choose a Zero Hero venue that rewards me with free soft drinks. My friends all get to choose and booze, and they feel safe going home with me. Make sure that you get your reward for being the designated driver. Why pay if you don't have to?
Hey, hey.
I can't believe that it's been 7 years since I started the first Marbella Now television show. This is week 356. But I do remember how nervous I was when I started and how difficult it was to get the great ideas I had in my head coherently out of my mouth, which is why I totally empathize with my next guest. Although she is in charge of marketing of the Hotel Don Carlos, she's usually behind the scenes and not on set. So this is a new experience for her, and I'm very, very delighted to welcome Maria to the program. Maria,
thank you.
You're a very brave young lady. It's easy to say, let's go on television, but it's another thing to actually do it.
Yes,
so you're doing a great job already.
Thank you.
And speaking a foreign language. So Maria, where are you from yourself?
So I'm from Ronda, it's a small village from Malaga.
How blessed! What was it like growing up in somewhere like Ronda?
Well, it's difficult because now it's a small village and it's not like a city where you can learn some things like for the new employees or something difficult. Sorry.
No, that's okay. But it's a tiny little place, so obviously you had to leave to experience the world.
Yes, and that's why I moved on and decided to explore the new cities like Malaga or Marbella, where you can learn some things for your business or for your career.
Get much more experience.
Yes.
But when I go up to Ronda, it's such a unique place that it has something very nice to have grown up in such a sheltered area, although you have so many tourists that just descend on you. It must be weird in a way.
No, it's not a lot because as I told you, it's a small village and also it's only, the tourism is only for summer season. So that's why we grow in this ambience and this environment, and that's why I decided to study tourism and marketing and business. And
how nice to end up in the Don Carlos. I mean, it's such an emblematic hotel in our community. And I have to say that although on the outside, for me personally, it's an ugly building. I mean, it really is. When you go inside, it's fabulous.
Yes.
It's a beautiful hotel.
Have you ever been in the gardens?
It's fabulous. I mean, the views, the gardens, the swimming pool, the facilities, everything is really, really nice, very deceiving from what you see on the outside. And you're now here today to promote, in particular, the restaurant Ombu.
Ombu.
What does Ombu mean?
Ombu is the Thai restaurant of the hotel, and we follow our one of our values. That means we say that we are a resort where you can live it all. So that's why, and we have many different restaurants, but Ombu specifically is a Thai restaurant where now you have a closed menu where you can live 7 dishes that are inspiring emotions. So we try to behind on you new experience in every dishes.
So it's like a tasting menu.
Yes, it is.
That you get to, which is nice because if you don't know a type of food, it's hard to know what to order.
And you don't need to think a lot.
Exactly, just sit down and eat.
Yes. And also we have the most important thing in my opinion. So we always service you. So that's what we are. We are services, and we are going to explain you every dishes, and also we offer a per-menu drinks. So you can live it all.
It sounds lovely. Is it very 5-star in price? Is it affordable for the people like me, or are we just looking at the creme de la creme of Marbella?
No, I think that it's for everybody that would like to try something different. It's true that it's not a conventional Thai restaurant, maybe. It's not fast food, it's high cuisine.
But that's what makes it so special.
Yes, that's why. Yes.
Wonderful. So have you eaten there? Are there dishes that, like, was it an experience for you when you...
It was a completely new experience because it combines Mediterranean cuisine with the Thai cuisine. So it's completely different.
And the hotel is open even in the summer to local residents or non-residents of the hotel who want to come?
Yes, it's for everybody. And also we offer day pass where you can try out all of our facilities. For example, you can spend 1 day in the beach club trying also the spa and our buffet. And I think that the best seller is the Don Carlos Beach Club, where you start the day trying our breakfast in our Mediterranean buffet. After that, you can go to the spa, and also you can go to the beach club, spending the day with one of our cocktails in the cabana.
Well, I have to say, living in Marbella, I'm a big fan of the staycation.
Yeah.
I very much believe, why go through the airports, trains, all the hassle of traveling when you can just go somewhere like the Don Carlos and just spend a glorious day. And so that's lovely to know, because a lot of the hotels, particularly in the summer, maybe aren't so interested in other people coming in, but it's nice to know that the Don Carlos is open to all of us. Very exciting.
We offer many different things. For example, now we have the Sundays, and it's the boho concept. It's a new concept that we introduced this year, and you can spend the day with the most luxury and boho ambience.
Wonderful.
Yes,
so
with
really
live music. That's all.
So that's on Sundays. Live music on Sundays.
Sundays, but also we have live music every day on the Peacock with the signature cocktails.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
so you really do have lots of different spaces in the hotel. And what's parking like? Big one to know. Is parking easy at the hotel? Where does one park?
It's super easy.
Okay.
Yes, super easy.
That's very important. For me, it's a big decision.
Yes.
If I'm going somewhere and it's going to be difficult to park, I think about it.
And anyway,
twice.
if you have any problem, you can go directly to the reception, and
here are my keys. Deal.
Yes, and they will be enchanted to attend you.
Perfect. Well, Maria, it sounds lovely. It's lovely to have met you.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
And I will come up to the hotel with the camera, and we will just, so we can show those who can't get there or maybe need a little bit more encouragement of what one can expect.
We'll be there for you.
Maria, muchísimas gracias.
De nada.
Enhorabuena. Didn't she do well? And in a foreign language, our little girl from Ronda, who's now in charge of marketing of the Hotel Don Carlos, which is in East Marbella, Elveria side, easy parking, live music on Sundays, the Phoenix Bar with music and cocktails, and Ombu giving you a 7-course taster menu of Thai.
Yes, it is.
Did I get it right?
Thank you. Yes, it is. Perfect.
You explained it perfectly.
Thank you.
Don't go away. We'll be back in just a moment with more of what's going on in Marbella now.
Alright guys, so I'm the designated driver tonight, so I'm going to choose the Zero Hero place. So all of my soft drinks are for free. And if you want to go somewhere else, just check out the Facebook, Instagram or the zerohero.es website for any of the bars, discotheques or restaurants on there. I'm happy to go anywhere you want to go, as long as it's Zero Hero.
McNulty's is proud to be a Zero Hero partner.
Clara are proud to present Zero to Hero. Never drink and drive.
Marbella now has a Hard Rock Cafe hotel, no less, and I had the opportunity to go and check it out. The Hard Rock Cafe is sponsoring the Rock Lounge's concerts coming up to be held in the Marbella Arena, aka the Bullring in Nueva Andalucía. On the 30th of July, Sister Sledge is going to be performing live at the Marbella Arena, and then on the 6th of August, UB40 nada menos. So very exciting to see that Rock Lounge is back with concerts, and also for me particularly to see that the Bullring is back in action, and not just with the concerts that have been holding, but with all the new restaurants and bars that are opening up around it. One of those is Umbrella's, a fabulous cocktail bar and barbers, Zero Hero partners, and there's another couple of restaurants including Miss Raw that has opened up fabulous food, also Zero Hero partners, and Mandariz and another one I can't think of the name of right now, that thanks to Cara have also joined on to our Zero Hero incentive. So if you guys would like to be part of the Zero Hero project, do contact us if you've got a bar, restaurant, hotel or club that wants to help promote road traffic safety. Anyway, back to the matter in hand. Let's go and take a look at the new Hard Rock Cafe and the press presentation of the upcoming concerts.
Let the music get to your heart. Let it set you on your way. No time to hesitate. We are all the same. So much trouble tearing us apart. Poison arrows shoot straight to your heart. We can change if we try. Just believe it's worth your time. One, we are at one, we are at one, we are at one. Let the feeling into your soul. Let it set you on your way. No need to hesitate. Time to make a change. There'll be no trouble tearing us apart. Brothers, sisters, one beating heart. We can change if we try. Just believe it's worth your time. One, we are at one, we are at one, we are at one, we are at one. We are at one, 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 we are at we are at one, we are at one.
Hey, hey.
So here we are at Everest. Very cool.
Yeah.
Stickers going up.
Hey, my name is Govinda. I'm from Everest. Welcome to Zero Hero, to Everest Fusion, to enjoy your cocktails, drinks, and happy hour as well. And food, of course, is delicious. Thank you.
Can change if we try.
Welcome to Sister Taperia. Perfecto.
Everyone that comes and wants to join our Zero Hero Association, they will have free non-alcoholic drinks at our venue at any time.
A pleasure to welcome back to the programme Georgina Shaw of Shaw Marketing Services. Not only is she a great maestro of her profession, but she's also the MC extraordinaire of the United Nationalities of Marbella Summits. And save the date, because our next one is the 24th of November. We will be giving you more details, but in the meanwhile, do put that date in your diary, because we are back with the restrictions lifted after COVID to having a major event where you're all welcome for free to come and network and share what you're doing with local residents to make sure that we make the best of the opportunities that are presented to us, which is exactly what you do. You take situations and with your PR and marketing, you put on the best face and the best presentation. So nice to see you, Georgina.
Lovely to be back, Nicole. It's been a while.
How is it going with the summer holidays and your little one, who's not so little, who will be actually joining us on screen, which I'm very excited about?
It's Take Your Child to Work Day today. No, it's great. I mean, I think, you know, he's 10 now, so it's a lot easier to juggle work and childcare. He's just quite happy to sort of relax and watch YouTube. So, no, it's all good. And we're busy doing lots of social media at the moment, obviously still working with Specsavers on their PR. So we're enjoying it. Lots of variety.
It's good to work with a company that, as you say, with Specsavers, you've been working with them for quite a few years.
Yes,
and it's nice because they do a lot. They do a lot of incentives and a lot of different things to not just sell their product, which is obviously the end goal, but they do a lot of charity incentives and collaboration with things, which I think is very nice.
I think it's super important. I mean, I've been working for them as 12 years, as I say, and with if you don't have stories to talk about, you can't still be talking about them 12 years down the line. So I'm very, very strong with saying you've got to be part of the community that you live and work in. You've got to benefit them. So through Linda Woodin, who you know well, we set up an age concern discount for the age concern members in Marbella, and we have helped guide dogs and lots of other charities as well. So it's always good to be able to be part of your community, and also we always try and give helpful advice of, you know, how to look after your eyes, because it's not just about going to get an eye test and seeing if you need glasses. It's how can I protect my eyes so I don't have damage later on.
Well, as you know, I've been very involved for over 20 years in the optic profession and know so much about it, and there are so many pirates out there and people who sell things for the sake of selling. So it's nice when you have a company that actually does look at the well-being of your eyes and your health and takes everything into consideration.
Well, I think because Specsavers was set up by opticians in the UK, it's from the optical care point of view. And of course they sell glasses and contact lenses. That's where the money comes from. But definitely at the core of it all is looking after eye health.
So you're obviously very busy. Will you be taking time off this summer? Because you're very much like me, that you're always working, but I hope you're like me, you're also now planning in some leisure time.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Things wind down a little bit with the press over August, as you know, so we're taking advantage to go away on holiday. We're going to see our good friends in Canada, so that'll be really good fun.
Well, a really big trip.
We're doing a proper trip this year. We're making up for all those missed years in COVID.
Oh, well, wonderful, because it has been quite, for those who like to travel, it's been quite frustrating.
Yeah, it has. But we, you know, the nice thing about our business is we can do most of it remotely, so I can still keep on supporting clients. I'm not kind of be, you know, face to face, but you can do so much remotely now.
And the nice thing is when we get to learn so much about different companies, and I've seen that Lucas has come in with some very cool sunglasses, and obviously this time of year with the brightness, I personally can't wear sunglasses. I now understand that blocking the light actually just blocks my brain. It doesn't process.
Really interesting.
It just takes the light away and I just stop thinking. But for those who do find the light too bright, to have the right pair of sunglasses is very important.
Absolutely.
And we're going to be chatting with a young man who's going to be telling about it himself. So any other messages before we chat with Lucas that you'd like to share?
Well, we've brought Lucas on today because the message coming out of Specsavers at the moment is protect kids' eyes from the age of 3, which was earlier than I would have thought of. I know it's difficult to keep sunglasses on kids, but basically what they were saying is that it's the time when you're young, your pupils are very, very clear. Everything's very, very clear, so the maximum amount of sun can get through. So basically to try to keep the sunglasses and make sure they have full UV protection.
Yeah, and the important thing is to get the right things.
Yes.
Little bits of plastic that you can buy anywhere will actually damage your vision, and so don't buy your child just anything. Please, if you are getting a sunglass, get it from a reputable company to make sure you've got the correct UVA and that it's the correct treatments, because otherwise you really can be doing yourself a big disservice.
You can actually, because your pupils dilate when it's you've got the dark glasses, it lets more light in. So you need one UVA and UVB protection, and it needs to be UV 400 at a minimum.
There you go. She knows what she's talking about. Well, Georgina, it's lovely to see you. I'm glad that you're going to be going away on holiday.
Thank you.
And I hope you've got the date saved for the 24th of November.
Absolutely, I wouldn't miss it, Nicole, you know.
We've only done one event.
One missed only.
In 7 years, and that was unavoidable. But this year, now we always like checking, what about this date before we seal
And I'm
the
excited because we're going to be doing the real better together message, aren't we, again?
We are. I mean, for the last 7 years, the top of selection of the interest of the community has been the communication grapevine.
Yeah.
We laughed last year that environment in the first year was the least on the list, and by last year it was the top of the list. But the grapevine, getting communication across, has always been a priority. And it's funny because you work in communication, and it's one of the hardest things to do because people like to give a message, but then they don't often receive and share.
Yeah.
And for a message to be effective, it needs to be received, understood, and shared. So this is the objective of this year.
The power that we have on the Costa del Sol is our amazing international community, and we've always said, all the years we've been here, help each other, they will help you, and our world works.
Exactly. It's a very small world when you break it down, and if you get the right people connecting with each other, it's a dream. Anyway, Georgina, thank you very much.
Thanks, Nicole.
Let's have a quick chat with Lucas. I am so honoured to be the first person to interview Lucas on television. Hello, Lucas.
Hello.
Is it true that this is your first television interview?
Yes.
I'm so delighted. I'm so honoured. I've known you for so long that I know people say this all the time. I've known you since you were so high.
Yeah.
But you've grown up so quickly.
Yeah.
What's it like growing up in Spain? Are you liking it?
Yeah, I really like it because it's like there's loads of friendly people around, so it's really easy to make friends.
And that's good. And you went to a Spanish school before, so that was nice. So you speak Spanish fluently.
Yeah, yeah.
And now you've changed to an international school.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you. What's that like? Because it's different, isn't it, the Spanish system
it's really
to the international system. What did you notice that's the most different?
Well, the most different is it's so...
The teacher, I mean, is the way they teach you different?
No, it's like when you do something wrong, it's not the end of the world. You don't get like detention or anything.
So it's not as strict as the Spanish.
They talk to you and say, why did you do it? And then if you do it a certain amount of times, you will get detention, but...
Yeah, but it's not off the bat, so, which is really nice. It's funny, I'm going to take the advantage of the moment that a lot of people come over with little ones and they put them into Spanish schools because obviously you can get free education. And I do agree that it's marvellous until the children finish their junior primary school. But when it comes to getting to 10, 11 years old, I have to say, if you've come from abroad, you are going to want an international education system to match our thought pattern and the way that we live and expect our children to behave, because the Spanish system is just very, very different, and it's not been updated since Franco's time, and the children will be getting different principles in how they should act. So free thinking isn't necessarily encouraged in the Spanish system, and dialogue isn't necessarily the same. So I would have to say, having lived here for well over 40 years and brought up my children here, that switching to an international school is well advised when they get to Lucas's age.
Yeah, it's because it's all memory. In Spanish school, it's just memory. You need to memorize this, just read it, read it, read it and read it and read it, and it's just really hard to do.
Exactly, because you're not understanding it necessarily.
Yeah, you don't understand it. They just say memorize it and then put it on a piece of paper.
Yeah, and so, as I say, out of the young man's mouth, I cannot put enough emphasis. In fact, your mummy and I have discussed this ever since I've met her. I was saying, please, please. And it's difficult to understand if you haven't lived it, but it definitely is. So I'm really glad that you're getting this opportunity. And I see that you're wearing some really cool sunglasses. Are these what Mummy were talking about?
Yeah.
Can we put them on? Can we have a little look at you? Cool dude. And do you find it relaxing? Because you've got pale eyes and pale skin. You're very English.
I don't like sunglasses. I don't know why she got me one pair. I don't know why.
But does it feel more comfortable when you're in the sun? Do you notice it's a relaxing?
No.
No?
No. It's just, it's a bit darker, that's it.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is, with the protection, you know as a parent that they're not getting any damage into the eye. And as I say, when you're pale like you are, which is quite lovely, but obviously when we're in the strong sun, you need to protect yourself. And it's not just protection from the sunlight, it's also how we look after ourselves. And keeping hydrated is one of the most important things we can do. In fact, driving to the studio today, I realized I was getting a really bad headache, and then I thought, I walked for an hour with the dog, and it got quite hot, and then I'd done this and that, and I'd been here and there, and I hadn't drunk any water. And one of the first signs of dehydration is a headache, and that's what we're going to be talking about with my next guest. Sorana Filipescu of Biomagnetism Marbella is joining us again, and we're going to be talking about heat, health, and keeping ourselves hydrated, which is equally important as keeping our eyes protected. Lucas, you're a star, man. Absolutely wonderful to see you, and I haven't seen you for ages.
Thank you for letting me on the show.
Did you enjoyed it?
Yeah.
Is it better than you thought? Was it less scary than you thought?
No.
No. Are you enjoying it though?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll come back and do more during the summer maybe when you're back from Canada?
Yeah.
And tell us what your holiday was like?
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Have you ever been before?
No.
So that's going to be very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lucas, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And you guys don't go away, because I'll be back with Sorana Filipescu in just a second.
Hey, hey.
Zero Hero, welcome here at the Gaucho de Banús.
Welcome to Lemongrass, Doña Lola. Thank you very much.
Zero Hero, welcome to Portofino, Cabo Pino.
Hi guys, Kazatua is proud to welcome the Zero Heroes. So come on in and enjoy free soft drinks for anyone who is the designated driver. Thank you, Nicole.
Welcoming back to finish the show, Sorana Filipescu. And as mentioned, we're going to talk about hydration. It is so important with the heat that we're having, heat wave no less, that we make sure that we are well hydrated. And understanding why, I think, is a good step to then remembering to drink water. Sorana, lovely to see you again.
Thank you for having me.
Happy birthday again.
Thank you, thank you.
I know you had a wonderful birthday week.
Birthday week, birthday party, birthday people around me. It was very nice.
Well, I'm very happy for you, and you're looking gorgeous as always.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming to talk about hydration, because it's so important, and you're so knowledgeable on the body and the workings, and this is the basics of our metabolism is water.
Yes.
So take it away.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's start. So the main thing about water that we have to know is what is hydration actually. Is it only water in the cells and outside the cells, or is it more? And actually it's more. It's not, we are water, but actually we are not only water. We are all those chemicals that are in the water and that hydrate us. So water is entering into the cell and getting out of the cells through very small channels. They are called aquaporins, and those channels actually let water into the cell and let us be hydrated and get out of the cells. And it needs small electrolytes, the small particles called electrolytes, to help the water enter in the cell. What is an electrolyte? We hear so much, drink an electrolyte drink, it will reestablish and it will make you feel hydrated. Actually, this molecule, these small particles, are like electrical minerals, like sodium, potassium, magnesium, that in different quantities generate a flow between inside and outside the cell. This flow, well, imagine like a pump, a very big pump, sodium and potassium, actually it's a pump, a cell pump, that create this flow of fluid. This flow is also known of electrical potential. This electrical potential is generating, it's like a battery. Our cell is like a battery that has a certain microvoltage, and we are designed like that, our body is designed like that, to function like a battery through these small particles. in order to fire up the nerves that create the contraction, nervous contraction and muscle contraction in order for you to walk and to do different activities. A dehydrated person has the inside of the cell and also the extracellular membrane has the balanced electrolyte level. So it has lack of those electrolytes. And in order, how can you be so dehydrated sometimes? It's also because of drinking too much water.
Really?
Imagine that. You know, we have been told since we were little, drink 8 glasses of water a day, and that will keep you very healthy and very safe. And actually, it's not as wise as that. Each of one has a different hydration level that need to be complete, and it depends of age, of our environment, of our gender. Not all of us need 8 glasses of water. But because sometimes we can have this drinking too much water, it dilutes those electrolytes levels, so it washes away.
So you can flood your system.
Exactly.
If it's if you overdo it.
If you overdo it, and there's a condition, it's called hyponatremia. Hyponatremia, it's the lack of sodium in your blood. Sodium, it's an electrolyte that actually absorbs water and keeps water inside of your cell. So drinking too much water, like tap water, or it actually dilutes all those electrolytes. So this.
How do you know what's the right amount for each person then?
It depends of your activity. It depends also of your gender. And how can I know if I'm dehydrated? People will tell you, well, take a look of your urine, because if it has a very dark color, it's full of all those waste products, and you need to drink more water. But actually, it's an easier way to find if you are dehydrated or not. You can buy it on Amazon or another online platform. There are some stripes, urine stripes. They are very cheap and not expensive, and they can check actually if you're slightly dehydrated or not by they are called essential gravity stripes, and they can extend the gravity. It's also the concentration of those electrolytes, the density of those electrolytes in your urine. Water has a density, a gravity of 1.00. Urine has a gravity between 1.002 to 1.030. So if you do the test, and this stripe will show you also a lot of other things, but if the gravity is less than 1.010, it's that you're slightly dehydrated. So your urine is the gravity is slightly similar to water, and that means that the level of electrolytes is very low. So in this case, you know that you should like drink or eat more electrolytes, and not drink too much plain water. Electrolytes we can find in food, in different drinks, but mainly we should do emphasis on also the thing that dehydrate us. The things that drinks.
Oh, so not only how to hydrate, things to avoid that dehydrate.
Yeah. Especially nowadays with this heat, we should take care of the intake of caffeine, like caffeine, teas, soda drinks, alcohol, sugar that we spoke also last time. It's very dehydrating because it pulls out water from our cells, like alcohol and
salt as well. Is that a bad one, or is it a good in moderation?
Good in moderation, because lack of salt creates also another debalance. So sodium, it attracts water. It can actually, if you do it in excess, you know, the question and the very important point is the right amount. It's like vinegar. If you put vinegar in your salad, it's very good, it's tasty, and it won't harm you. But now if you take 1 glass of vinegar and you drink it, it's the venom. So the right measure, the right quantity, it's the important thing. And of course, another thing that's important, what type of water we drink.
So I was going to ask, because people use water filters, you have tap water, then you have the different bottled waters.
Yeah.
And when you read the composition, there's a lot of stuff in those waters.
Of course.
Or not, because sometimes waters have everything taken out. So.
Yeah, water is the universal diluent. So, for example, if you have water, it's the tap water, whatever it touches, the memory of that thing that it was touched, it's in the water. So in the end, if you put a blueberry in the water and if you take it out, the water will have the memory and the essence of that blueberry. It's like homeopathy. So the water has the memory of what it has touched. So if it a spring water, it's full of minerals because it touched different stones. It's coming from the earth. So it's better to drink spring water, but in the city nowadays it's practically very hard to drink that. What I'm doing, I have a filter home that does triple osmosis and it's very pure, the water, but it's still dead water. It doesn't have that vitality that we need in order also to hydrate. So there are certain things that you can do home. Either put some lemon juice, lemon slices inside. It will start giving it the vitality and the structure that it needs. So it will enter in our cells and it will really hydrate us. As I'm doing biomagnetism and as I'm into magnets and all this history around it, you learn more. And what I saw that magnetizing the water is giving it a structure. As I told you about the small channels in our cells that let water enter in our cells, they have a special form. This form is like a hexagon, and structured water creates small hexagons, so they actually can penetrate better the cell. So what sometimes I suggest to my patient is to buy some magnets and to let the water rest on a magnet of the polarity, of a certain polarity, of the negative polarity. So in order to structure the water has hydrogen protons and oxygen molecules, and they come random in different, it's not a very
it's not a structured format, yeah.
But magnets is structuring this
it's amazing the power.
Yeah.
It's like if you think about the graphene things in when you see the power of the magnet to bring things together or to pull them apart, it's actually quite fascinating.
So that's a way of structuring water. So if you can reach up to 80% of structuring water through a small magnet. So I don't know how you say it in English, posavasos, the one that you...
the drink mat.
Yeah, I would suggest like making something similar home and letting water...
With a negative magnet.
Yeah, and letting water rest on it. And you have structured water.
Will you notice the difference when you drink it?
Of course. Even the taste, it's like mineral water. The taste is good. It hydrates you good. It improves oxygenation. Because doing a test...
That's important, the oxygenation.
Yeah, because normally if you take there were different tests done by doctors, and a person that is dehydrated has the red blood cell all together, stuck together. Having only a small quantity of structured water, these blood cells, the red blood cells, are like more vital, more, you see them sliding around and they don't come together, and that's good because the blood is more oxygenated.
And it can flow easily.
Yeah.
It's amazing, really. I love hearing you speak. You understand so well what you do, and it's so nice to have it explained in such simplicity. And I think understanding how it works helps us think about what we need to do to keep ourselves not overhydrated, just hydrated the right amount. And I also highly recommend go make an appointment with Sorana and check out what she does with her magnets. For myself, with the bloatedness and the gases, there are no words, and I know that everyone who's come to see you when I've mentioned this has come back just like amazed, and Cara was delighted and she couldn't believe that in just one session that it had changed so much, but it is that way. So if you don't want to do anything too out there but you have issues you would like to look at, biomagnetism is actually Very interesting. Sorana, thank you so much.
Thank you, Nicole.
Shall we come back soon to the programme to talk about more aspects of our health, because the more we understand, the more we can do to keep ourselves in optimum condition. Big thank you to everyone for watching the programme and supporting our residents. # we are so much better together and more effective. You can watch recordings of the show to then share with your family and friends from the RTV Marbella website, or go to my website nicoleking.es with links to the programme, also to my Marbella Moments, my half-page column every week in the Euro Weekly News, and to our Zero Hero website with free soft drinks for designated drivers in participating venues, which are bars, restaurants, clubs, the casino, so many, and each day more. Thank you for joining us. Take care of yourselves, be nice to each other, and I'll see you again very soon for more of what's going on in Marbella Now. Gracias.